Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Testing. I swear, I don't touch anything. I don't change things. I don't do anything other than end my stream and then start a new one. Are we good? You can hear me now? Check in, plus, plus, everybody. Okay. All right, good. At least we got it taken care of now. It's 5 by 5. Okay. Also, I had a comment that says I'm quiet. Is the microphone like quiet in general? Let me know in the chat if you haven't. Okay. So we had a church shooting today. A church shooting that took place. At least 2 dead and 8 others have been wounded after shooting at a Michigan church. At least 2 people were killed and 8 others were wounded today in a shooting at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. The police said authorities say a gunman rammed a vehicle through the front of the church during a large service, began shooting, and then intentionally set a fire that grew into a large blaze. Police believe they may still find victims in the burned out building. Officers exchanged fire with the gunman and killed him. According to police, investigators have identified the man as Thomas Jacob Sanford, a 40-year-old from the nearby city of Burton, Michigan. Grand Blanc is a suburb of Flint, Michigan, and it's about an hour drive north of Detroit. Okay, so that is what has transpired so far today in the news updates that came in. A lot of the breaking news of it took place this morning, but we got a press conference coming up here in like 20 minutes to give us even further details of the situation. But we've been posting it on Mercado Media. Shout out to Mod Nikki getting posts up on Facebook. So if you've been following on Facebook, you should have absolutely known what is taking place today. Shout out to all my Facebook viewers. I appreciate that. I also posted an update on YouTube on the community post tab about this. So, and also our Discord server has been talking about it. So if you are truly uninformed, then join the Renegades community, follow on social media so that way you can be informed when this does happen. But I was dead tired. It was the Vikings game this morning. We had to stay up and watch that. And then I just passed out. I fell asleep like in the end of the Vikings game and just went to bed because I was stayed up all night. But that is what took place. We got is this the press conference from earlier?
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
We got the latest update coming here in 20 minutes. Thank you, iBlue, for the 5 gifted.
He's a male. He drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area where they met the suspect, and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure.
He says they'll have additional victims. At least that was sorry, that was from earlier. So we'll get the latest update in like a little over 15 minutes from now. A gunman opened fire inside a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints chapel in Michigan during a Sunday service and set the building ablaze, killing at least 2 people and injuring 8 others before police shot him, authorities said. He said, personal opinion is all the conspiracy theory talk is really getting into the heads of some I get it, but I don't care about what MAGA thinks. I told you guys that. Like, I do not go to, what's the MAGA take on this? We already know what it is. I was already looking at Twitter, and they were trying to find any type of, they were desperately grasping for left-wing anything from this one. Is this guy left? Did he voted for left? And then it was like some fake voter roll there that wasn't even him, and it was like some screenshot. So I don't care. They fuck their feelings. I don't care. That's what I mean. It is what it is. Hundreds of people were inside the church in the Grand Blanc Township when a man rammed a 4-door pickup with 2 American flags in the truck bed through the front door, then got out of the vehicle and started shooting. Police Chief William Wren told reporters investigators believe he deliberately set the building on fire. Okay. There's a photo of the truck. He's an Iraq war veteran. Big American flags also seen. And then the other MAGA cope I've seen, because I just see it, was he had a Trump Pence sign with a stop sign, and MAGA was like, that means that is Trump and Pence stop. That means stop Trump and Pence. No, no. He was too lazy to hang up his sign, and it didn't have a way to hang it up on the fence, and he used the back of the stop sign to put it there. That's why there's a Trump Pence sign and the stop sign there. But MAGA in the comments and everything else are going, no, this is a stop Trump Vance, because they live in a different reality, or they want to live in a different reality. Okay, but they can't. They're in our reality, actually. We don't live in theirs. They live in ours, but they try to force their reality onto ours. So MAGA is trying to suggest that this means like stop Trump and Pence, but it's not. That's how he hung up the sign. He used the pressure of the stop sign up against the fence. I don't know if anyone's ever been outside and touched grass, or have seen a fence and have seen how people hang things up on fences. But the stop sign is bolted to the fence, and there's a pressure there in the back, and then you can slide a placard card, which is what the Trump Pence sign is, which is usually like a fence, a yard sign, and you can stick that behind it, and it'll hold it up, and that's why it's there. MAGA, Trump, stop. It's like my stream last night. Like, they tried this. They're trying everything, chat. Thomas Jake Sanford is an Iraq War veteran. Isn't that a blue Harris wall sign? Is that Harris Walls? Huh? Please let it be something left. Please, left wing. Please, we're in our narrative. Left wing violence. That's our season of America. Is left wing does violence. Left wing does crime. So therefore, everything has to be left. And that's what we're in. I told you guys that, like, even before Charlie Kirk was killed, that the marching orders of the right-wing Republican Party for their narratives and everything that they think and believe is tie any crime that takes place to the left. That's their thing. That's what they're on, and it will continue. So just be ready for it, or just like ignore them, and then they only can influence themselves. Okay, or they're like they can only argue with themselves. But I mean, it's almost as if, like, there is a higher power that has a sense of disgusting humor in a way that the narratives of who is responsible for this domestic terrorism is it's almost like okay, you want to call it left-wing terrorism? Okay, well, here's an example of someone that isn't, and then how about another one? How about another one? Do you know what is common in all of this? White, male, conservative, and like various different levels of conservatism in their backgrounds, or like the families that they come from, etc., etc., etc. Right? But the people that, when the stories come out, immediately they'll try to find out who is it Wall's supporter, is it whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it's a projection. The actual motive yet is not clear in terms of like why he did this. People are assuming, but we don't know exactly why. People are blaming PTSD. Like, I have PTSD. That's bullshit. People have PTSD and we live through life. People that have PTSD don't go out and fucking murder people. Okay? Or like they have problems. This is like beyond that. But interesting how when it comes to like white men, how we have all the time to talk about, oh, he had mental health issues. Oh, his background was bad. Oh, but when it comes to like literally anyone else that isn't a white man, it's like as if like the reporting around it is if they're not human. And like we just immediately go to like as if it's like a symptom of a political ideology, if it's like a black person or a woman or a trans person or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's the worst. But when it's like the common case, which is white male, we have to take time to like break this thing down. Even it happened with the goddamn shooter with Charlie Kirk. When we found out that it was a white male from Utah with a conservative family that loves him so very much, and they can't believe their little boy did this. And then we gotta like, oh, okay, hold on, calm down. Okay, shooter white male. So, okay, then the school indoctrinated him. The school did it. The left, it wasn't the left, okay, but the left was the left school, and then they ruined this little white boy. And they ruined him, and they changed the way that this little white boy thinks and feels about life. And that's the case. That's what we're in right now with these shooters and these domestic terrorists. Okay, and to call it anything other than what we're seeing is wild. To try to label this left wing violence or whatever happened today, which I wasn't in on the. I just caught it. I just caught the very end of it because I already know how it goes. As soon as left wing terrorism climbs to 30-year high, get out of here. More false flags. Anybody who thinks MAGA is responsible for this attack on the Church of Michigan isn't paying attention. Really laying it on thick with the brand new flags in the back of the pickup truck. Surprised they didn't add a Confederate. Is this what you're doing? Is this the cope now? So when it's so obviously somebody that is not a left wing trans whatever, then it's this is the false flag. Yeah, wow, I couldn't have made it more obvious. Can't do it, chat. I can't do it with these people. I just really can't. I was waiting to post this because I wasn't sure if it's legit or not. But also, chat, you guys, we're getting ready to go to Portland, but I'm also standing back and standing by in case this Trump administration doesn't do anything. And people from Portland are already messaging me and telling me literally nothing's happening, and that's great too. And I'm hoping nothing happens. But you got the Trump administration. Again, I haven't been able to verify this memo. I haven't found it from the DoD itself. I've just seen social media users posting it. But apparently, you're calling up 200 guardsmen with the Oregon National Guard into federal service for a period of at least 60 days against the wishes of the governor of Oregon. Okay, so again, I haven't been able to verify this. I've seen it posted by social media users, but I haven't gotten it from the DoD yet to verify that. So we're still waiting on it. Still waiting on the Portland situation and what's going on with that. But honestly, like I'm low key trying to see what's happening with the announcement of the military on Tuesday, because I mean, if they're gonna, it's just too many things are lining up right now, and I don't want to put myself in a spot to where I can't react quickly. I'm ready to go. We're ready to go to Portland now at this point, and I just got to book a flight. But I want to gauge what the overall situation is with the ICE and then the upcoming military gathering of all the top generals on Tuesday. Okay, so I'm just kind of like we're ready, but nothing right now is happening in Portland, thankfully, other than the little group out there. And if this reaction is so massive, then going there will be important anyways, even if like there's no protest, because it'll show how insane the Trump administration is in response to nothing and trying to like make something happen when nothing's happening. And that's still like newsworthy, or that's still worth the time, even though it's like, you're not going to go there and see massive protests and the police respond. Like I don't need that anyways. I've seen plenty of it. I have seen and experienced plenty of that to know what that's like, to where I don't need it in my life. I don't want to be tear gassed and flashbanged. So, but I think that it would be just as important to show that there's nothing happening and that the Trump administration is sending the military to a group of 15 people that is out there, like outside in the street. So I still think it's like newsworthy one way or the other. So we're waiting on that. I'm waiting on that. You guys, I've been seeing people ask like, when you go in there, it's like with this memo that just came out, like that'll give us some. I have to verify it, and then I want to know what's happening with the generals and the top leaders this week. That Pete Hegseth's coming up, and I don't think the two announcements are not for a reason. Okay. We got police brief after. I don't want to watch DD Cypress 1. Click for it. AP News up with it. What up, Sator? What up? Not yet. So, but the press conference should be in like 5 minutes, where we learn new information about the shooter here in Michigan. I don't want to miss it. Wait for it to begin. If Trump tacos on Portland, definitely not enough. Definitely not enough going on to go wait for the next in-person story. I know that's the thing I'm waiting for. Is like I don't want to. That's why I haven't. Is because I only get funding from my own subscribers and my own people. So, if I use all the money I've gained and I go, and then there's like, oh, the feds went to this place, and it's like, that's why I'm also waiting and navigating. Like if I had just constant money coming in and like corporate, I would go every day, new flight every day, go places. But I just I don't have I don't have that yet. Hopefully, eventually, get some sponsors and just have money to where I can just drop on tickets and shit at a moment's notice too. Like I'm with that. I can do all of that. But yeah, I gotta use my resources wisely. It's got to be on Reuters then. Maybe not. That was a Reuters feed. Okay, it's just not up yet. Oh boy. Comment in chat where you guys are all tuned in from if you haven't. MAGAs were quick to infer the Michigan church shooting was a leftist. Did they again? I didn't tap into the initial breaking news. I'm sure it'd have been the same way. Oh, another example of left-wing terrorism immediately. Like, because the MAGA shoots from the hip, or whatever they say. Where you shoot from the hip and just say things that aren't real. I just say what I feel. Crazy. Crazy. But also, one of the pictures we had gotten was of this. And I'm just going to say, like, man, I mean, this kind of tells the story of the brain in this. I mean, I support hunting and all that shit, but like, I just, this is not respectful to the wildlife. I mean, you're hunting them, but like, I'm not with the whole making a trophy out of it like that and putting it on your fucking hoodie or your front of your truck or whatever. That gives serial killer vibes to me. Like that. I mean, I support hunting. I support the ability to go out and do that, but putting your game on your vehicle like that is kind of gross. Where is this? What press conference supposed to be at 8:00? It's got to be on one of the big ones. They got to start here soon. Hello from Arizona. How you doing? 4 minutes and then it begins. You said evil minds that plot destruction. Evil agenda free. I'm not pulling up Steve. He's watching agenda. Is he watching he's watching today's, I think. The one from earlier. He's watching the earlier one while they're waiting for the new one.
He wants to.
Yeah, there's another press rating. I'm trying to figure out where it's live on. AP has the feed, not on freaking YouTube. Fox channels. Okay, anything on YouTube for it though? Fox Dallas worth YouTube. They have it up. Why does Fox Dallas has it? Yeah, they do. Okay, that works. Oh, good audio too. Perfect. Thank you. I don't know why AP and Reuters themselves on their own YouTube channels don't have their streams up yet. That works. Thank you. Okay, so it's supposed to start in a couple minutes. So we're gonna get the latest. Hit that like button on the stream if you could to help get the information out there. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the share button. It's Fox's day for the news reporting, I guess. 8 p.m. noise protest? What? Where? It's a minute from 7 o'clock. That's when it's supposed to start. 8 p.m. Eastern. This app is so bad now, y'all. Like it's like, I know I say how bad it is, but it's so bad. Every major account is rage baiting or posting AI now. There's nothing there. Like, you have to literally have known the valuable accounts prior to Elon at this point, but you're not gonna find them. Hey, thank you for following, Christy. I appreciate you. Got a lot of news lately, guys. I'm gonna try to give you as much as I can. While also planning my own IRL stuff. We got Portland in the queue right now. And then once I start, that's probably what we're gonna be doing, because people are gonna be supporting it, and I'll be able to travel just like 2020 was. So I was able to travel to so many places and just keep going, because that's just how it works. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate your efforts. Appreciate that, Wendy. Presser should begin any moment now. I also cover various news on the channel too. If you guys have been new since the Portland announcement and ICE, I do cover like the daily politics during the daytime and stuff of what's going on out here. Oh, weird. Just like I told you guys, there's an ad right here. So you guys can see, like, if you're just scrolling X, you see how you get ads for joining ICE. See what I mean? It's an ad. I don't even follow that. Join ICE. When you're just scrolling in your For You on this app. They have a bunch of them, not just for ICE, but for any MAGA agency now. Okay, here you go. Another agent provocateur, top one. Watching the attack on Christians today in Michigan, I will say it is only going to get worse. The Democrats in Michigan are running a Muslim for Senate in 2026.
Check.
People like Laura Loomer are like gonna send the country into civil war, actually.
Good, yourself?
You said Portland is kicking off. We'll cover that next. How about that? Stand by. There's a protest plan, though. I already knew about it. I gotta verify that memo today, but if that memo is legit, then they got 60 days of the military there. You got an ICE ad during your live yesterday? Jesus. They're really going full court with it then.
Good evening. I am Specialist Lieutenant Kim Vetter of the Michigan State Police, and I am just setting a couple of ground rules for this news conference. We will have a couple of different speakers, and at the end we will have time for a few questions. If you have questions about the spellings of names, I will step back up after the news conference and answer those questions. I'd like to introduce Chief William Renee from the Grand Blanc Township Police Department.
Thank you for joining us. As Lieutenant Vetter said, we will take a couple questions.
Is it loud enough?
On the conclusion of this press conference. With me here on the stage is Supervisor Scott Bennett, Fire Department Chief of Grand Blanc Township, Jamie Gent, DNR Chief, Jason Haynes, FBI Acting Special Agent in Charge, Ruben Coleman, and the ATF, James Deere, who is the Special Agent in Charge for this area in Michigan. I have a couple updates for you. There is a couple additional bodies that we've discovered in the church. So that makes our total victim count up to 4 victims. As I said before, there has already been the suspect who is deceased as well. So we have 5 deceased persons from this tragic incident. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident that could have been completely avoided. And it's very tragic, and that's not what our community is. I'm confident that we're going to overcome this, as Grand Blanc always overcomes these type of incidents. And also like to acknowledge the heroism of not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time. They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are. Law enforcement, again, we were on scene within 30 seconds from that original 911 call. Within 8 minutes, that suspect was neutralized in the back parking lot of the church by a DNR officer and a Grand Blanc Township officer. So where we're at right now, we're working tirelessly. We're working all night on this particular incident. I know that you guys have questions, and it's not only this community, but it's nationwide, all throughout the United States. So we're working hand in hand with our federal partners. So I'd like to introduce FBI Agent Ruben Coleman to you, who he will give you an update on where he's at within the federal investigation. Sir.
This is live in Michigan right now.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Ruben Coleman, and I am the Acting Special Agent in Charge of FBI Detroit Field Office, which covers the entire state of Michigan. First, I want to sincerely express our condolences to the victims of this shooting, their families, and this entire community. I would like to also thank Chief Rennie, the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, other first responders, and the community members for their immediate actions in this situation. This act of violence has no place in our state or anywhere else in our country. The FBI is committed to continue finding out the facts, circumstances, and motives behind this tragedy. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence. FBI crisis response teams, such as our evidence response teams, SWAT, Special Agent Bomb Technicians, victim specialists, were deployed to the scene. We also have special agents who are continuing to conduct interviews and intelligence and professional staff personnel providing research and analysis. I would like to thank them for their work on this case. We ask that members of the public share any information that would assist us in this investigation, and we encourage them to please report to the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Any piece of information could be crucial. We ask that you keep the victims of this tragedy, their families, and the entire community in your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, for the 100 bits and also chatting. I'll get to you in a second, Toked Dragon.
The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you see something suspicious, say something. Call the FBI tip line or call 911 to report suspicious activity. This incident is an active investigation. Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances and working to identify each victim as quickly and accurately as possible. The Family Assistance Center will be open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday and Tuesday at the Genesis Conference and Banquet Center at 805 Health Park Boulevard in Grand Blanc. If you are still looking for missing family members related to this incident, you may call 248-705-7352 for assistance. The FAC is available to everyone in the community, victims, family members of victims, and community members seeking support who just want to talk. Trained counselors and victim services will be on site. We do not need volunteer counselors at this time, and we are not accepting donations of goods at this time. Please continue to monitor the Grand Blanc Township Facebook page for the latest updates. Once verified donation centers are made public, we will put those on the Facebook page. Also, the next update will be provided, update time will be provided on that Facebook page. And we'll open up to questions this time.
Chief, has the church been cleared of bodies and victims? And if you could answer at the podium, please.
Yeah, he had explosives in his truck, apparently.
So as I said, we're working around the clock now. So we're working tirelessly to find additional bodies. So to answer your question, the entire church has not been cleared because it's a total loss due to the fire. So these first responders right now, they're in recovery mode. They're trying to fight through all the debris from the fire. So no, we have not cleared the entire church just yet.
And I have a quick follow-up. Of the victims, the 4 dead, can you say how many were shot or how many died as a result of the fire?
I could say this: 2 have been shot as a result, or have been shot. 2 of the deceased.
Do you know how many people are unaccounted for?
No, I don't know how many people are unaccounted for at this time. We do know that there are some that are unaccounted for.
Can you explain a little bit about how the fire started at the church?
I will leave that up to the ATF agent Deere.
The question again?
How did the fire start at the church?
For this incident, the fire started basically as a suspect. All indications on this investigation are the suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Was it an IED he may have used?
There are, at this point, I'm not going to comment on IEDs. I will confirm that there were some suspected explosive devices that were located. But as far as using them to initiate the blaze, I can't say that. This scene is actively being investigated by ATF. Most people don't know that ATF is the federal arson police, and we have a team from across the country coming in, our national response team. It is a cadre of expert fire investigators that are coming here from across the country to investigate this scene and get to the cause or the origin and cause of this fire.
Lieutenant Butter, we saw that there was possibly a bomb threat at the Meyer on Atherton and Center yesterday. Is that connected to this, and is the home that we saw being searched over there the home of the suspect?
Yeah, that's all still part of the investigation. Sorry, that is still all part of the investigation. We're still working to determine if any of that is related.
Can we speak to the motive? We're hearing speculations that it might have anything to do with the Charlie Kirk assassination in Utah.
That's exactly what it is, a speculation, and we won't come to those types of conclusions for some time.
Do you know if there's any connection between the suspect and the church or its members? Any prior connection?
Again, part of the investigation, we're not going to speculate at this time. Right now, we are working tirelessly to recover the victims of this incident and reunite families.
Better than Utah.
Please be patient as we work through that process.
Were the law enforcement officers there close to the scene, and how they were able to respond so quickly within just seconds?
Thankfully, yes.
You mentioned there were additional bomb threats. Is there anywhere that the community should be aware of or stay safe from?
The community should remain vigilant, and anytime they see something suspicious, they should report it immediately.
There's at least one other report that a local church was searched by the bomb
We've searched multiple churches this evening for bomb threat protocol, yes.
Is that based on actual threats? or
Yes.
just- Okay.
We received 911 calls about bomb threats or other
The fuck?
indications that there was a bomb at a different location. Some of them were churches, and we've responded and cleared those locations.
Did those threats come after the suspect was killed at the church?
Yes.
Was there an
was
officer
any-
at the church already?
I think that's part of the investigation. Do you have a comment on it?
Were those LDS churches where the bomb threats were, or were there other denominations?
I can't.
Does that speak to a motive?
Yeah, I can't answer that at this time. But
What else can we say about the suspect? You know, we're not gonna talk about motive, yes, but what else can we say, anything about him at all?
right now, what we'd like to do is talk about the heroism that we saw today. The people who responded in such a valiant way to protect the others, both law enforcement, fire department, EMS. Everybody did an excellent job working together to keep people as safe as they possibly could.
We stopped by Holy Family Catholic Church, and there was a heavy police presence there. Is this at all connected to one of those bomb threats that you're mentioning? Is it potentially connected to the incident today at the LDS church?
I don't have knowledge of that exact location. Do you have anything? Okay. That's going to be all for questions. I thank you for coming and appreciate the assistance.
Can we get your name again, please, ma'am?
Sure. Yep. I'm Specialist Lieutenant Kim Vetter, Michigan State Police. Vetter.
V is in Baker or V is in Victor?
V is in Victor.
Thank you.
Any of the injuries, any of the people just injured by fire, by burns?
We're still working on that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I answered more questions than usual at these, so definitely more than Utah.
D-E-I-R. D is in David, E-I-R.
Okay. Any other spelling? That's the only other questions we're taking.
The authorities in Michigan, the governor immediately played politics. They
Yeah,
didn't try to be like, we need more information.
Acting Special Agent in Charge, Reuben, R-E-U-B.
They're which was because
Coleman,
Utah's a
C-O-L-E-M-A.
deep red state, like I told you. The governor, like I don't trust a single thing the governor says or anything that comes from the GOP. Why would you?
E-I-E-R.
The Republican is talking; they're usually lying, 99% of the
Thank you.
time. Okay, well, so they're not there. There was more threats beyond just this church that they had to respond to. They had some more bomb threats. It wasn't clear if it was specifically targeted at Mormon churches, or that. I think that was actually a good question. Like, was it specific to Mormon churches? Was it like all denominations of whatever? They didn't answer that yet. So the investigation's still ongoing. They have 5 deceased, including the perpetrator, including the guy responsible for it. And they're bringing in the church is a loss. As you guys saw, there's a video posted showing the fire, which we did post, of what it looked like. And they said the church is a complete loss, and they're going to need to bring in ATF specialists to investigate. There could be some more people still under there. They don't have an idea if there's still more injured or if there's still more deceased in the church from the fire that took place. And that is the press conference from today. So the investigation's still ongoing. Let's click the refresh button here on this one. Still ongoing. Motive hasn't been identified yet. We know who the person is responsible, which again, if you didn't know, is Thomas Jacob Sanford of Burton, Michigan. He was a Marine veteran who served in Iraq from 2004 to 2008. Go bigger screen for you guys. 2004 to 2008, he drove his pickup truck into the front of the church, opened fire with an assault rifle, and then set the building on fire. Police later discovered explosive devices in his vehicle, which also they say wasn't the cause of the fire. They say he used an accelerant like gasoline, or that's still being investigated. At least 2 people were killed, which is now up to 5 total. So we can update that and put 5, including himself. And then here are the pictures of them and the individual responsible for this terrorist attack today. There's the truck with the American flags. on the back, and then the clear Iraq War veteran license plate. Again, I commented on that picture earlier from his hunting fetish, because it seems to be a fetish. It's not a hobby, or not something that you do in the spirit of hunting. Looks like a fetish when you do shit like that. And then his Trump pen sign. So seemingly a supporter of Trump with the Trump pen sign on his house. Families, Trump supporters. I mean, it's there. It is. So that was the press conference. See if we got anything else that's come out of this one here. I have New York Times. 8 dead, 4 dead, 8 wounded. Michigan attack. See, this updated just now. Man crashed his vehicle into Michigan church on Sunday morning, then opened fire, killing at least 2 people and wounding at least 8 others. Investigators said, which now it's up to 5. The authorities believe the gunman who died after the exchanging gunfire with officers intentionally set the building on fire. 2 additional bodies were found later in the burned church. The fire badly damaged the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints building in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, and the police said it had not yet been cleared. That's the other important factor, is it's not cleared yet. There still could be victims from this terrorist act in the church under the rubble, leaving open the possibility that other victims might be found. A federal investigator said the fire appeared to have been set with an accelerant of some sort, possibly gasoline, and that explosive devices had been found at the scene. Chief William Wren of Grand Blanc Township Police Department identified the gunman as Thomas Jacob Sanford, who's 40 years old, of nearby Burton, Michigan. The chief said the investigators had not identified a motive for the attack, which he said ended roughly 10 minutes after the first call came in. Chief Rain said congregants were inside the attending services before gunfire rang out. The building was engulfed in flames. Of the 8 people wounded in the attack, 1 was in critical condition on Sunday evening, Chief Rain said, and 7 were in stable condition. So the gunman, investigators did not release much information about Mr. Sanford. Military records show he was a Marine Corps veteran and deployed to Iraq from 2007 to 2008. A former high school classmate of Mr. Sanford said he was an avid hunter and seemed like a typical country kid while growing up. He went by Jake, graduated from a nearby high school. Mr. Sanford's father declined to comment in a brief phone conversation. Several attempts to reach the suspect's wife and other immediate family members were unsuccessful. Ryan Lopez, a former high school classmate who lives in the nearby city of Davidson, Michigan, said that he regularly saw Mr. Sanford around town and he was still trying to process the news. He said he last saw Mr. Sanford at a gym in Davidson a few weeks earlier, and that nothing had seemed out of the ordinary. He was happy to me. He just seemed normal, Mr. Lopez said. Mr. Sanford was an avid hunter of geese, turkey, and deer, and had seemed like a typical country kid while growing up, Mr. Lopez said. After high school, both men joined the Marines, where Mr. Sanford did motor transport work. That's what I did. He was a truck driver. Wasn't like some fucking operator, Delta Force Tier 1 Marine that was like, he was a motor T guy. Interesting. For roughly a year, around 2010, Sandra Winter, 56, rented a room to Mr. Sanford in her home in Jeremy Ranch, Utah. But like he could have faced IEDs. 2007, 2008 as a truck driver, it was nothing to scoff at though. People were getting signing bonuses back then to join because of the IEDs. So yeah, I when I went, we had mind controlling, or we had all of the military vehicles were updated to they could take an IED. But at that time though, I mean, you probably could have been blown up a bunch of times because the vehicles were not up armored properly. They didn't have the V-shaped hole underneath that, like when an IED goes off, it blows outwards instead of up. Because old military vehicles, if an IED went off, everyone's dead. Everyone's dead because they're soft top or they didn't have shit. The early Iraq war veterans had nothing. They were out there. They're in a Humvee in a turret with no protection, just up there. I couldn't believe. Bro, it's scary. But so it could have had that. So I should remember that back in this time period, truck drivers were getting signing bonuses in the Marines and the Army because of how many times they were getting blown up. Okay. I seemed like an avid hunter. For roughly around 2010, Sandra Winter, 56, rented a room to Mr. Sanford. In her home in Jeremy Ranch, Utah, she described him as an unassuming man who worked for a local business doing snow removal and landscaping. He also had creative ambitions as a sculpture artist working with sheetrock, Mr. Winter recalled. Excuse me, Miss Winter recalled. Miss Winter said she was shocked to hear that he was identified as the attacker in the shooting, a situation she said would never in a million years have imagined. In 2016, he married a woman who had gone to the same high school he did, according to court records, and they have a 10-year-old son. So you got a guy who's living in the same town that he grew up in, married his high school, I don't know, sweetheart maybe? I don't know. Served in the Marines, but hasn't left his hometown. April Van, 66, who lives in an apartment complex near the suspect's most recent address, said that she did not know him, but she had been the son of taking out trash. She had seen the son taking out trash. Okay. Another neighbor, Randy Thronson, 71, said he hadn't talked to Mr. Sanford for about 2 years, but that he seemed like a nice guy and would plow neighbors' driveways in the winter for free. Something must have happened, snapped somehow, he said, as police secured the area around the suspect's home. Some must have snapped. People that know him say. Seems like a normal guy, I guess. There's a picture of it. Nothing normal about that, though. That's not normal. If you're a hunter and you think this is normal, that's normal people are looking at you like you're a psychopath. Okay? People that actually are. 2 additional bodies have been found in the church, bringing the number of deceased victims to 4. I think he's radicalized by Fox. I mean, well, he had a Trump Pence sign, so. But that's true. I mean, you can be like outward, and then you're just sitting there getting indoctrinated all day long from Fox or right wing media. And then, I mean, like, hey, if you live in your small town and you don't leave and whatnot, I mean, that's your choice. You have your freedom to never leave. He left for the Marines for a year. But, I mean, you go see some things. Go learn life. There's life outside of the small town. Okay, you guys said, let me check this here. I don't feel like going through all the MAGA propaganda and like undoing it. Either way, though, we have a problem, though, don't we? We're having violent mass shootings, and we're having all types of things taking place every day now at this point, huh? And we have crime. There's crime every day. Like, there's crime in the U.S. every day that gets zero news. But I'm talking like terrorist attacks. And people are shot and killed every day in the U.S. Bad. However, we're seeing like mass like assassinations and guy driving his truck into a church and blowing it up. You're having obviously the mass killings of children in school and the school shootings that are taking place that never end. At some point, I mean, it has to be addressed in the government. The government has to do it because we're not going to empower ourselves to stop the violence. You can't pray for it. You can't hold space. You can't have a vigil. I mean, you can have a vigil for victims, but the vigil won't fix the violence and the crime that we have. Yeah. Guy on doomed planet mostly concerned with skin color of people in movies. Early this morning, there was a shooting at a casino. Yeah, there was a shooting too at South Carolina yesterday. We're covering the protests. I can't cover every single shooting. That's like, we'd be a shooting channel of like all the shootings. Like I just, it's a lot of death and violence like that. It would be literally every day. But my channel really is supposed, it like covers domestic news, but protest movements actually. But we can cover whatever, obviously. Texas man accused of threatening to shoot up Pride Parade to pay them back for. Is this the Texas shooting today? Texas man accused of threatening to shoot up Pride Parade to pay them back for taking out Charlie Kirk. That happened today? Oh, FBI arrests a man who allegedly threatened to shoot people at a Texas Pride Parade. Okay. He used a Facebook account to threaten revenge for Charlie Kirk. Okay, so they got him before it happened. That's good. Was there another Texas shooting? Oh, the casino. At least 2 dead, multiple others injured in casino shooting as witnesses recall running and hiding. It won't be until like some Republican GOP like billionaire meeting gets like shot up from some terrorist or something until they make a move, guys. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like some fucking billionaire dinner or something, and like some psychopath goes and tries to kill them, and like then they'll move. But it won't be until then, unfortunately. At some country club or something. But even that, we have country club shootings though, and they don't care either. They lose their own, and then like they just don't care about the amounts of gun violence and massive shit we have going on. 2 people are dead. 3 people are dead, and several others are injured after a shooting in a Texas casino. Police were called to Lucky Eagle Casino on the Kickapoo Reservation in Eagle Pass at around 11:45 p.m. The suspect is 34-year-old Kurian Jones. Initially fled the scene. It was later taken into custody 100 miles away. 2 people are dead and several others are injured after a shooting inside a Texas casino. According to News 4 San Antonio and Fort Worth Star-Telegram, deputies with the Maverick County Sheriff's Office and tribal police were called to Lucky Eagle Casino on the Kickapoo Reservation, located near the U.S.-Mexico border. Okay. Suspect was taken into custody. As press release that deputies and state troopers located Jones's car using his license plate, and the suspect's vehicle was partially disabled by gunfire. The suspect was successfully taken into custody after a successful pit maneuver and taser deployment. Who is the person that did it? Hey, thank you, Rita, for becoming a supporter. San Antonio man arrested in connection with Kickapoo Lucky Eagle shooting. Kurian Jones, 34. 2 counts of capital murder and 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. San Antonio man was arrested in Wilson County following a shooting at an Eagle Pass casino that left 2 people dead and left several others injured, a sheriff's office said. Kurian Rashad Jones, 34, was arrested on 2 counts of capital murder and 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Eagle Pass Police Department said Jones was apprehended in Wilson County hours after the shooting in coordination with multiple law enforcement agencies, according to Facebook. The Wilson County Sheriff's Office said Jones was located following a pursuit that began after an attempted traffic stop by Texas Department of Public Safety troopers near Circle K in Stockdale. A black Nissan Frontier truck was believed to be involved in the shooting. Maverick County Judge Ramsey English Cantu told KSAT in a phone interview. They have a motivation for it. Doesn't seem they have a motive, or there's no motive reported in it. But I mean, like, we're in a time where we have shootings every day, so people are like people are psychotic in all types of different ways, politically, non-politically, socially, economically, whatever, and they're taking their troubles to go kill people with it, and that's a problem in America. And until that's addressed, or at least until the tools of the mass killings are taken away, which is the guns, and it's the guns, because we have no interest in actually addressing mental health issues on anything for anyone. Mental health issues are woke. Mental health, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. That's communism, socialism. So we can't get rid of the guns because that's communism. We can't address the mental health crisis of America because that's socialist and woke and gay or whatever. So, I mean, there's the people that are trying to pull us into directions of how it should be fixed. The immediate fix would be taking away the tools of the mass killings and how people can go in and kill people easily, which is guns. And a longer discussion would be the mental health overall. I mean, but we're just going to kill each other, I guess, until there's nobody left in America. Or at least until the billionaires are left. They'll be left, and then they'll find new people to have a dog shit life for. Or, like, I don't know. But we have problems in America. I mean, it's every day. New church blown up or shot, mass killing, a political assassination, and people at the casino getting murdered, kids in school getting murdered by fucking whatever. And it's insane. It makes me feel like I don't have that many problems, and I do. I have PTSD. I have mental troubles at times that I need to like take a moment and cool off or smoke a joint. Never in my life have I thought, man, my mental problems are so bad I need to go and kill people. I need to go out and hurt people because of my own personal issues. Never. If anything, I hurt myself with drug addiction back in the day. Okay, with cocaine. I was trying to hurt myself. Not really, but I didn't think I was trying to hurt myself, but I was hurting myself. That's what I do. I do things that are hurtful to me when I'm having a bad day. But I don't understand. Like I don't think I'm smart enough to address the mental health of it all and like the origin of it and what we can do. But I know wages aren't going up. I know groceries aren't cheaper. I know gas isn't cheaper. I know paying your bills is not easy. Getting a house is like, man, do I have $500,000 to get a house? Nope. Okay, I guess I'll just live in an apartment forever or less. Or try to apply for Section 8 or whatever, so that way you can have a roof over your head. I don't know, that's getting better. So, but I mean, everyone's living through that. We're not going out and killing people because of it. So it's a tough one. It's out of my wheelhouse for how to address the symptom of it, because I know many people in the chat right now are struggling to pay bills or struggling to get through your day. And you have zero interest in going and hurting innocent people because of it. So I really don't know. I don't know what to address other than taking away the tools of it. And taking away the means to go and commit these acts, because we're not going to change the mental health of the country, like unless some massive changes happen that no one's ready for. Or you had Kamala Harris run on something so simple as or like the child tax credits, or any policy that makes the billionaires give money to non-billionaires. It's like that's socialism in America, or whatever, some dumb fuck shit. Or tax breaks for the working class, or no, the tax breaks need to go to the billionaires, and then we'll trickle down, and then the poors will get the billionaire money. I promise. It never happens. So, but anyways, all that is our situation, though. But that's the majority of Americans are not going to go kill people because of this. We're going to go hurt innocent people because of their personal issues. So, I mean, I think there needs to be a deeper dive into what this guy was consuming for information. I think that could help too. What source? Where are these perpetrators of domestic terrorism going for their information? What news do they watch? What's their social circle look like? And that could paint a clearer picture, a little bit. Okay, we're learning a lot of the school shooters are on deep, dark internet sites, and they're like either in a Satan cult and are organizing in 8chan. And Discord is great. I'm not gonna shit on Discord. Our Discord server is amazing. Discord does a good job of it, but like some Discord servers are pretty dark and they have bad intentions. Ours doesn't, but people can organize on there. But that needs to be what is investigated. Is like what's the person's entire apparatus of their life like? Because you could have someone that's seemingly an innocent, like a nice person or whatever, but then they go home and turn on Laura Loomer all night. Or they turn on Candace Owens. I cannot put into words how incredibly attractive this woman is.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
I don't think Candace Owens is attractive at all. That's just my opinion. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a conservative influencer that's attractive. You guys will be waiting. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. Are the incels down that bad, I guess? You said this guy, you're talking about the church shooting? Curious why Patel and Bondi aren't calling attack on a Mormon church domestic terrorist attack. Is there like a whole right-wing thing of connecting Mormons or trying to do like conspiracies with that? Like the Mormons killed Charlie Kirk, or what's going on there? I've tapped out. I've tapped out of it. Because there's nothing, it's just a rabbit hole that it's never gonna end. Especially with this administration. You got an FBI that you have a podcaster running. So your theories are just gonna keep you going. You're never gonna get the answers. We all knew it was stupid for J.D. Vance and other Republican leaders to claim that violence only comes for the left. We didn't have to wait that long to be proven right. And then they all have I eat ass face. That's what happens when this happens. MAGA has I eat ass face, and then they want to talk about unity. That's what's going to happen. Guys, it's a good time to bring the temperature down. Oh, is it now? Because one of your people was the perpetrator, I guess. It's because that's what we're doing. So, because one of your people was caught doing terrorism now in 4K for everyone to see, and you can't lie about it. Now it's time to come together in unity. Go fuck yourself. Oh, Portland. Is there Portland protesters? Is Portland protests happening? There's a good amount of people gathered out there. Are we going to switch over to protest coverage? Look like a good amount of people out there in Portland right now.
I don't see no riot here!
Portland. Is anyone streaming out there? Who's streaming in Portland? Is anybody live out there? Boob Trip Eugene live? Any Portland streamers out there? Damn. It's like living
what
in
they've
hell.
done to that place is just it's like living in hell.
You know my ex, so that makes it all feel complicated, yeah. It all seems complicated.
We're getting Portland edits now.
I read those texts that you sent to yours, but I'll never say it, yeah. You walked in my life at 2 a.m. Cause my boy's new girl is your best friend. Act like you don't see me, we'll play pretend. Your eyes already told me what you never said. Now we're in the backseat of the black car going home when she asked me, is it wrong if I come up with you and both drunk on the elevator when I kiss you for the first time in New York City? I swear to God, I never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, Oregon edits. I'm not seeing a protest stream from outside the ice center. So Leah's out there in Portland already. 5 minutes ago, anti-ice protesters are cleared from the road by federal agents. Okay, probably gonna go to Portland. Yeah, this is the biggest crowd I've seen at the ICE detention center. Vel Ray live on YouTube or what? You need to give the platform. It's a lot of people out there. Said Valley Ray live. Streaming live from a GoPro. GoPro stream? Connection's tough. Connection's a little tough though. Okay, either way, we need to switch over to a different stream because this was the press conference and information from today's shooting. Protests growing in size. Yeah, it is. It literally was like a small group out there. And now it's the crowd's getting bigger out there now. Okay, let's get the new stream up. Get a new stream going. That way I can that way we can keep this in one stream because this is good information for the shooting. I gotta turn that off too. We'll switch on over. Here you go. I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna get it set up here. Yeah, we can just do that. Switch this over. Sunday night coverage. Let's see. I ain't writing anti-ice on anything anymore. Which is what the classification of it is called, but I already know that dumbass, smooth brain, fucking loser chuds are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's what they wrote on the bullet. Yeah. Yeah, anti-ice. So we're just gonna call them Portland protests. Because I forgot how stupid people are. I did. I'm gonna call them anti-Trump protests. How about that? That's what I'm gonna call them. And I'm telling you, that's why I think Kash Patel wrote that. I think the FBI wrote that on the bullet, wrote anti-ice on there, so that way when news covers the protest, which is just a category of the protest, which is like an anti-ice protest, it was by design. So stupid, dumb motherfuckers can go, they wrote anti-ice on the bullet. That's what the protesters say. The protesters say that too. So we're just going to avoid that. Let me get this here. There you go. There's a good amount of people out there last night too, it looks like. Should I get out there tomorrow, huh? Should get out there soon. We should get out there like in the next day. Okay, I'm just getting the thumbnail built, y'all. Give me a second. Thumbnail. All right. I'll redirect you guys over to it so you don't have to go anywhere. Let's go with that 8 o'clock. So I have time to have a safety meeting. Be dialed into just watching protests all night, I guess. All right. Here comes the link. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be live on Facebook and Twitch again. So don't worry. Twitch and Facebook will come back up with a new one. But I make sure my streams have like, because people rewatch them, and if I just have a bunch of different topics in one stream, it could be confusing. I thought we were here for the Michigan church shooting, and then it's like protests. So click that link, you guys, and then I'll see you guys over there. Like and subscribe if you're new. Notification bell turned on. If you're on Facebook or Twitch, just wait for the notification, or you can come over to YouTube and you'll see the stream. Okay, see you guys in a few minutes.